Hello, and welcome to the CSC 591 After Basketball presentation. Young people all across the country are playing basketball either on youth recreational leagues or for schools. Many of these young people dream of playing college basketball when they grow up or even going pro. Most of these people will not achieve this dream, but some of them will. Both groups need skills in academics, ethics, finances, and in navigating a post-basketball player career. The After Basketball game aims to provide some of these skills to young people and also to let them know about what their opportunities are in the basketball industry beyond just playing the game. The After Basketball game takes the form of a choose-your-own-adventure style story, which also incorporates mentoring. Let's take a look at the prototype. This prototype shows the After Basketball game envisioned as a mobile application, although it could also be a desktop app or a web app. On this first screen, you have the choice to either sign in with an existing account or sign up as a new user. If you sign up as a new user, you can add your photo, email, password, all the usual stuff, and you can also indicate who your guardian is and choose a selected mentor. On your profile page, you can also indicate whether or not you're actively looking for a new mentor. Let's start a new story. When you start a new story, you're first given an introduction to your character and what's going on in their life. At this first story point, it's Monday morning. Every story point includes an indication of when it is, includes a blurb that tells you a little bit of something you might need to know to help you build your skills as a young basketball player. And every story point also includes choices for what you can do next, and these choices are always related to what's going on in the story at the time. For example, on Monday morning you have a big exam on Friday, so one of your options is to study for that exam. You can also practice your free throws or ask a mentor for help. Let's say that you want to study for your exam. You come to another story point, now it's Monday afternoon, and you're studying for the exam, and one of your teammates offers you a copy of the upcoming exam. The blurb at the top of the screen is contextually related to what's going on in the story. For example, this blurb is regarding cheating. You can read more about this topic or watch a video about it. Your choices are related to what's going on in the story as well. You can report your teammate for cheating, stay quiet about it, or ask a mentor for help. If you choose to ask a mentor for help, you're given some options of who you can ask. These are your mentors that you have set up. Let's say that you'd like to ask Tony for help. You can type your question to Tony and submit it. You can say, never mind, I don't really need help with this. Or you can say, I'm not sure Tony's the right person. Let me ask someone else. Let me ask Charles instead. You can type your question to Charles and submit it. And then you can see the question that you asked and what Charles responded about what you should do. Now you know what you should do. You're going to go back and make a choice. And you're going to report your teammate for cheating. Now you've come to the end of the game. Now obviously in this prototype we only have a few story points, but in a fully fleshed out game you'd have a long, compelling story. When you reach the end of the game, you have a couple options. You can play a new game or you can review the story. If you review the story, you see a tree that shows you all of the options that you had available to you. And you can go through this and say, well, I chose to study for the exam. What would have happened if I had chosen to practice free throws instead? You can click any of these story points and jump backwards in time as though you had made that choice. So now you jump backwards in time, but you practice free throws instead of studying for the exam. And you see that the story point is different. You notice that your ball is getting slick while you're practicing free throws. The blurb at the top of the screen is related to this part of the story. Tells you about the physics of basketball bouncing, and your choices are also different. For example, you can buy a new ball. I'm going to play through again to the end of the story and go back to review story. Again, you see the tree of choices that were possible. You also see a list of what you learned, and these are related to the blurbs that you saw at the top of the screen. Again, you can click a link to learn more, to read more about basketball physics, or watch a video demonstrating this effect. Likewise for the other blurbs that you saw during the game. You can choose to play again. One thing I'd like to show you that we haven't come across yet is back on your profile page. Now that you have asked mentors for help during the game, you can click on this responses button and it will show you every question that you asked to a mentor. You can click here to see what their response was. As always, you can start a new story or go right back to the home screen. This shows you some of the options that you have in the After Basketball game and hopefully gives you a good understanding of the mechanics of playing through this game. Thank you very much.